Thank you, Dr. Paranjape, for taking out time and speaking with us. So, you've had an illustrious career so far. So, what made you choose to work at Witsum in the first place?
Yeah, so usually when I do work with academic institutes, usually it's a short duration, half a day, couple of hours kind of overview course. But here, they wanted me to do a much more extensive coverage of all the topics and go in depth. I felt that's the need of the hour, and nobody is really doing justice to these topics. So that's what interested me.
Right. And these topics are, usually from the norm which is happening in these schools with financial management, economics, etc.
Right.
These are MS Office, etc. skills that we actually use at the workplace.
Yeah.
So could you tell me a bit more about how you actually structure these courses and what do they usually entail?
Sure. So here, as well as in most institutes of similar stature, typically Excel will be covered, and all other topics are assumed to be miraculously known to everyone.
Yeah.
Because everyone is using it, everyone has a false sense of knowledge that I know because my job is getting done.
Yes.
I'm not denying that the job is getting done, it's getting done. The problem is which method, which process are you using? And because everyone is having a false sense of knowledge that my job is getting done, so I must be doing it. That is the misnomer. So yes, the end result is getting achieved, but there are so many ways to reach the end point. And you have found one method, and you are conveniently assuming that my method is the only and the best. That is statistically impossible. So, because it is under the radar, nobody tries to optimize that part. And every day, not just during college, when you go on job, lifelong, you're going to spend 3-4 hours working on Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, OneNote, Teams, whatever. Now, those 3-4 hours are completely unoptimized. And the entire world is striving to optimize. And half of our life is suboptimal. That's the irony of the whole global scene.
Right. And this is like a full-fledged course that is there and mandatory for everybody.
Yeah, so initially we were thinking of expanding Excel to Power BI because those are related subjects. And then I realized that even if you manage data properly, you have to present that data. So PowerPoint is required. Now, in order to obtain that data, you have to communicate with people. So you need communication, teamwork, and you also need to present people with some documents at the end of it. So eventually all components are required. And what I'm observing here, and I'm sure you also know, that whenever there is a need, people find an app for it and then they figure out and it happens in an ad hoc manner. But because it's ad hoc, these apps don't talk to each other. We spend half the time making them communicate with each other. Here is an integrated platform which is designed to work with each other. So the underlying principle is less effort and more impact.
Okay. And you've been interacting with the student body here, mix of first year and second year as well. So, what is your impression of the quality of the cohort?
Great question. So, initially, because this has never been done before, I don't know any college, at least in India, who has this kind of coverage of efficiency skills. We did a focus group session with students. I had drawn up my content list. We discussed it with them, many topics they did not know about, so I explained. And then we finalized it. So, it's been very interactive. And the batch is large because I decided to do a combined session so that I can cover more topics. Typically it's divided into 2 batches and we repeat the content. That's how anywhere it happens. But in this case, I wanted everyone to be in the room because I can cover double the number of topics. And the idea is there are lots of things to learn. This is not a school teaching kind of thing, pick one, step one I do, then everyone does step one. Those days are past. This is a question of creating awareness. This functionality, app or feature set exists and when to use it. Now when the need genuinely arises, people should know what is the optimal way rather than searching at that point of time and finding whatever comes to mind that time. That is what creates inefficiency. We are creating ground for future use cases to be optimally executed.
And where do you see this model or this kind of a course 2 years down the line? And what can be done better?
Yeah, so currently we are focusing on Microsoft 365 platform because that covers most of the common segments as a business user has to do. But going further, I think we have to include more AI and more metaverse and virtual reality and maybe a lot more of cybersecurity. And if NFTs and stuff like that becomes more in vogue and more official, then that cryptocurrency and NFT stuff as well.
And what is that one key takeaway that you have from your school? What are your first impressions in the past few months that you've been teaching here? What do you see it as a potential now?
So this is a great setup. Infrastructure-wise, it's great. The professionalism of the staff is great. Students are absolutely willing to learn, and even though it's a large audience, everyone is enjoying it and participating. In fact, we have quizzes in between and we give prizes, and now we have a contest running. Because I'm teaching them so many things, they may not be able to apply it immediately. So now I'm asking them to apply it in their day-to-day work while they're attending other lectures, doing group activities, and they're going to nominate how they have applied this knowledge and gained efficiency. And we will have some gamification on that. So it's very interactive, very professional, and it's an absolute pleasure to work.
Thank you for taking out time again and speaking with us. And looking forward to more interactions, and all the best to the rest of the cohort and the season ahead.
Thanks for having me. I'm also looking forward to how the students actually apply the knowledge, because from what I'm doing, I know it's a life-changing experience. So I want their life to be changed, and I'll be happy to see that.
So, thank you.
Thank you.